Greetings, my lovely pirates. I'm gonna share my insight when it comes to the talents for our new lovely Maya. So for those who were asking, I was just waiting until I get the hero so I can check out her skills and tell you exactly where is her position in the ship and which of the skills that you need to take. First of all, it is sort of straightforward in here. I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but here it is what I would usually pick on every single hero that has similar stats or like similar powers, if the hero is aggressive or not. Unless the hero is tanky, I wouldn't take really much of tank stats. Only if there is like critical resistance and critical damage. That's completely different story. So here is how we start. Okay, so we have an agility and we have constitution. Constitution obviously is the health of the ship, while the other one is the armor. I don't believe the armor is as much necessary as the health, given that we have gotten our latest upgrade, which is the armors. So I would go for that. I would definitely go for the constitution, and then I would go for the extra attack, even though it's 2k, it's really nothing, just to pass the turn and move into the next talent. Then here I'm gonna take both of these, critical damage and critical rate. As soon as you take those, I think you will unlock this one directly, because these are like 20. Then without taking these, you can just click your class specialization. Yes. Okay, now here you can either mastery for the gunner, first mate mastery, or captain mastery. Now there are many doubts. Why? Because it depends really on your season. Currently, if you don't have any strong hero, you will have one hero that is going to be replaced later on, which is Tanaka. Tanaka is really powerful, very useful, I think for too long. So it's completely going to be up to you. Where do you want to switch? You can switch Tanaka or you can switch Crow. It's all up to you if you decide to awaken him. But if you are in season 8, which is the next season, there will be a more powerful hero. That hero is going to be Gunner, which means you have to again go respec Demonia, and you are going to have to respec Maya to be a captain. One of them is going to be a captain, and one of them is going to be first mate, because two are going to be thrown in the garbage as soon as Iskander is going to show up. Let me give you an example. If I do have, I think I do have, I can show you yeah, an example here. I can fight the whale and show you how much of Iskander is going to destroy me in a couple of fucking seconds. Okay, anyway, here let's check the stats. Okay, so here the fire, this is the fire ship, and the fire ship is going to have this hero, which is going to come in your season X3, which I think it's 8, I'm not sure, yeah, it's 8, which is going to be your gunner. So the only two positions that's going to be available for you is first mate and the captain. So whatever you prefer, you can put them in anywhere and switch their places, doesn't really matter. But this is where you will actually going to use this one. Otherwise you will have to pay another $10 in order for you to reset that. So if you want to avoid it and you prepare it for now, that's completely up to you. But again, you have to do that again on season X3, because this is where the new hero that's going to come, that is fire and broken. Oh, what else? Let's go to the hero. Where's this freaking hero? I missed her. Okay, here. Okay, I cannot keep going until I actually pick. So I'm gonna pick, let's see, I'm gonna pick here, sorry. First mate, I'm gonna pick first mate anyway. Okay, for now. Finally the talent 1 is going to unlock for us, which is the first major talent. Now you have a skill which is called Overlord, and you have the second skill which is called Frenzy, the third skill which is called Insight. There are complete difference between how the three of them going to function. Two of them, you are going to get the instant upgrade as soon as the battle begins. You have the Overlord, and you have this one, which again, after you perform a basic attack, which is definitely going to happen. However, when it comes to Frenzy, Frenzy is going to increase only the basic attack. Artillery ship excels at this one. I don't think this is supposed to be for a drone or fire ship. So it only makes sense that you would go for this one. This one, why? Because it directly increases your droning damage and fire damage, because this is damage over time. It's called dots. And again, after 4 seconds. So you are directly going to get the buff from this one. Finally, there is this one, which is requires you to use a skill. Some heroes start by launching skills. Some heroes does not. Okay, like for example, I can give you an example here. To one of the heroes that start with here, where at the start of the battle deals cutthroat damage equal to blah blah blah. For example, for a hero like this one, this is going to benefit you and all of the heroes in the ship. Why? Because this is going to increase the damage. You are instantly casting a skill, you are going to get the buff directly, because these are the skills that requires you to cast something, deal damage or something. Just cast a skill, even if it's a healer or something, like this one, like the first skill here. Yeah, when the battle begins, instantly cast, blah blah blah. This all is going to benefit something like this. It's going to increase the damage. But again, she's not a damage dealer, so if she had the skill, it's not going to be really as useful. But just want to give you an idea how the skill actually function when it comes to how useful it's going to be too. Again, in the strategic ship, this could work too, because we have the red mythic one. The rage one is going to start fast, filling skill is going to be unleashed like fuck. Anyway, the bonuses are not really great. I would be safe, and I would pick Overlord in this one. Now here comes basic stats. You can go for an extra attack, but when in this case, I would prefer to go back for health. But again, it's completely up to you. Here is the same thing. You're going to pick up critical damage and critical rate. Now comes the third rare attribute. You can pick damage reduction, and you can fighting, and it's no brainer. Directly damage reduction is going to be the best in here. Can I pick up something else? Okay, so we have strategic damage reduction, we have strength. If you want the defensive, like to reduce damage, because strategic damage is very relatively strong, so I believe this is not bad at all. You can pick this one. I prefer this one over strength. If you want your ship to deal more damage, you can pick up strength, but that's fucking 15. It's not gonna do really much. So I would prefer to go into the strategic damage here. Why is it bugged? Okay. Not sure what is going on with the talents and if it's bugged or not. Talent is not found. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, so it was bugged. We have those, which is the same thing. I would skip and go back and take these, max out this one, then you will have another critical damage reduction and critical resistance. You can take both of these, and then you are going to unlock the fourth talent. When the ship under the wounded commander deals damage to wounded target, this means it deals additional basic damage equal to 2% of their attack. This effect can be triggered 5 times per second, which is fucking huge. This is really huge, but you need to know something, that this one only works if the enemy ship is wounded. Wounded means it's below 50%. If you want the instant burst of damage, this is going to always be the best battle call. Why? Because as soon as you start the battle, as soon as you deal damage, all the ships are healthy. They are considered healthy ships, which means you are going to get the buff as soon as the ship starts. the battle starts, which is gonna help you so much with the burst damage if you want. Again, all basic stuff, straightforward. Take the critical rate. Now you will have the burning reduction. This is a must. This is a must take burning reduction, otherwise you're gonna get banged so easily. And there will be here another talent, damage reduction. Take both of these, max both of these, and then hit. You can skip this one, I think, once you take both of these. Then go again in here, damage reduction. Taking on water damage, I prefer critical damage reduction because drowning is not really that powerful anymore, but you still can take it because I assume the next hero is going to be drowned. Then you will have talent skill 3, this one. When the ship under the hero applies burning or tank, there is a 50% chance it's going to go all the way up to a 50% chance to be triggered again. I get an extra stack. And you have hero one after the ship, if the hero performs a basic attack, there is a 10% chance to an additional basic attack. And this can only be triggered once every 5 seconds. I don't really like it either. This is only if the hero isn't artillery. Then you have this one after the ship uses a skill, gain rage. This is only going to make you regen rage faster, but not really that fast. If you want to have an instant damage, I think any of those, but again I prefer this one. An additional stack. And keep in mind we have this new ship that removes the stacks, so this is going to be very useful when you are fighting someone with the support ship. No need to take any of these. I think critical damage is being taken again, critical rate has to be taken again. And then here, urgent mobilization, HP of the ship under the hero's command drops 50%, you get more attack. No, fuck that. When the battle begins, again pressing the attack gets 10% more attack, not just 2. This gets upgraded with time. Why I'm saying this? Because the battle doesn't really last more than 10 seconds anyway, so it's better to have the extra burst and extra attack from the start. Again, I think these can be skipped. Artillery damage reduction, critical resistance. I will take critical resistance first, then artillery reduction. Again, you have here constitution. I'm gonna take it. Then when comes all out strike, this is completely hard. This is really super hard. This can work or cannot work. When the ship under the hero's command attacks, if its defense lower than the target, ship increases by 2%. And there is this one. When the ship under the hero's command attacks, if your attack is higher than the target, your damage is going to increase, which is really decent. But here is another problem. If your ship lower than the target, if defense is lower than the target, ship increases impact. But I think this is if you are weaker. When the ship attacks under the hero's command attack, if the ship defense is lower than the target ship, impact is going to increase. This is if you are weak. This is one if you are stronger, because this one will never work if the enemy is having higher attack than you. So if you are fighting a whale or someone who spends more, or someone just have some extra more stats when it comes to the attack, this is never going to work. But this one, I think it's guaranteed to work if you have a lower defense. I'm not sure if the wording is right, but anyway, all of these ships requires you. One of them requires you to be more, one of them requires you to be less. I have no idea if the wording is right anyway. That's basically it, guys, and have a wonderful day.